One of my past videos called Toxic Career Advices You Should Not Follow talked a little about how having too much passion might not lead you to success in life and can even throw you off the trajectory. And as you may have already noticed, there have been a heated argument about this topic, whether you need passion or motivation in order to succeed in life. According to Tomas Chamorro-Premuzic, a professor from Columbia University, you do not, and in fact you are advised not to. Welcome to Life Study Library. This is your host, Lye Yosh. In this channel, you can learn about these interesting and often life-changing information about science and psychology that you can use to further improve your life. I will be supporting my claims using evidence and data from scientific and scholarly articles and studies. If you're interested, please enjoy the video and please also check out my other videos, including the one I just mentioned, and learn about these interesting and informative science and psychology that can change your life for the better. Now, back to the topic. A lot of media, especially self-help, have supported the concept of having motivation or passion in life, and rejected the idea of the alternative, of whether there's an unmotivated path to this endeavor and the eventual successful future one might dream of. You might also notice yourself wondering, would all the achievements I've claimed in the past still exist today if I didn't have a speck of passion or motivational drive? It's not strange at all for you to be startled with the advice to not follow your passion, and to wonder whether that kind of life has any value or meaning. So, the topic of whether you need passion in life has been debated pretty intensely in the scientific world. And while many scientists claim no value in it concerning its relationship with life satisfaction, many others say so, and have provided studies to prove their point, like for example this one. Conducted by researchers affiliated with Fresno State University in 2022, through examining 297 participants, have claimed that the more passion you have at work, the more life satisfaction you'll have. So then, you might wonder, why is this topic so divided? Entering the debate now is a study authored by researchers affiliated with Florida State University, who claims 3 important points. 1. Passion is not something you find, but is developed and cultivated inside you. Erroring this will lead to miseries in both career fields and life in general. I believe I've been talking a couple times about external and internal motivation, about whether the source of your motivation comes from an external reward of some kind, or simply because you want to do it because you want to. Many people think that passion is something that's already encrypted inside them and is something you need to realize. But by doing so, you make passion a binary choice. You either have it or you don't. The issue with this is that it puts a sort of a stuck mindset in you, greatly limiting your career perceptions by making you think there must be a perfect job out there for me, and the reason why I'm not enjoying my current job is because it's not the right one. We all have our ups and downs in the perceptions of our job. Sometimes we can't even imagine the possibility of doing a different one, and other times we just can't wait to quit. Normally, we just have to deal with the negative part of our jobs and focus on growing your confidence, experience, and knowledge within that profession, which will either greatly strengthen or alter your perceptions of that job. But don't you think it's a little silly to leave your job immediately after your first encounter with a negative occurrence, and wander in search of a job that will flare your passion on day one? So yeah, this also connects back to my claim of passion being something to develop, and not something you expect to have right at the beginning. 2. It's unproductive to just have motivation. I've talked about a similar topic in a video called Self-Help Advices that depend on the person, and how your confidence has to match your actual skills, otherwise you'll cause more damage to yourself and others working with you. The one I'm talking about right now is of the same principle. Motivation alone will not get you far, and in fact can become the reason of your underachievement or demise if mishandled. There's another study published on 2019 that had results like the following. Having motivation or not doesn't significantly alter your work performance, and with the wrong kind of motivation, it's not strange at all for it to be harmful. If you've ever encountered and was frustrated by someone who was super motivated but didn't have any significant skills that matched their energy, that's what I'm talking about. I've also talked about in my past videos that motivation will deplete with time. So, if you focus on motivation alone, you won't have immunity against occasional misses and setbacks, and will fail at achieving your goals. Interestingly, there is a time and place for the correlation between motivation and work performance to happen. These are situations in which a match between level of motivation and resilience against trouble occurred. When these conditions were met, work performance was likely to improve. Essentially, because passion is mostly unstable, you have to have like a what-to-do system of being resilient against adversities, particularly when your motivational drive depletes. Now, obviously, having that increased passion doesn't mean your ability to respond to problems will increase too. So passion alone will not reliably increase your work productivity. So that's something to keep in mind. 3. When compared, it's more important to prioritize what's important to you than what you like to do. I'm not saying you can't do both, but it should be easy to understand that your school homework or your work assignment should be taken care of before you start working on your hobbies. The advice to do what you love often assumes that passion equals doing something fun or things that make you happy. However, the study notes that people who strongly commit to pursuing things they love often performs worse at work compared to others, and are also more likely to quit their jobs within a 9-month period. The correct advice is to not focus on what you love or are interested in, but is more so to focus on what you want to cherish. What this advice is saying is that it connects passion with the individual's values, which helps them overcome inevitable hurdles and setbacks that will most definitely exist during the journey. No matter how passionate you are, you won't see major results if you lack resistance to adversities. Like the previous point, your interest might change depending on a shift in your life, but your values like honesty, kindness, integrity will often be more resistant to these factors. Today's recommended book is the same as the last time's, The Antidote, Happiness for People Who Can't Stand Positive Thinking by Oliver Burkeman. Emotional drives like passion or being positive is generally helpful when you're already in a positive and productive emotional state, but will often cause more harm than good when you're in a negative emotional state, and relying on them is in no way a good strategy. What I want to emphasize is that there is a path to personal success and fulfillment through negative thinking. When you're unsure if you turned off the kitchen stove before you went outside, the confident without reason will think, I'm just overthinking, I just need to be confident, and go about the day. The unconfident will think, I'm not sure if I turned it off, so I should go back and check. If it was off, sure, you've wasted some time, but at least you made sure. If it was on and you didn't go back, you could have ended your day very differently. Instances like these can and will often happen in our lives, and the mindless confidence often advocated by the traditional self-help media can cost you dearly. I guess what I'm trying to convey is that being a negative thinker or being unsure, by definition, is nothing to be ashamed of. If you want to know more about the topic, I suggest you read the book and find out more science-based info that can greatly improve your lives. You've been watching Life Study Library. I've been Lye Yosh. Please kindly like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, and share it to others that might need it or be interested. I'll see you in the next video. Lye Yosh away!